Try that again. Oh, there we go. It's working. Hello, everybody. Welcome to our Wednesday live. We're here to talk about the energy, as always. Everything's
Always and
energy.
forever.
Yep, yep.
Who has any
I
energy to share lately?
yeah, yeah. Hey, speaking of energy, how was that new moon for you a couple of days ago?
Is that what it was? Okay, it was a doozy then. I'm like,
Yeah, how
what
did
the
it affect you?
hell? Yeah. I was just not feeling good at all, and just it really knocked me on my butt. And I should really start following the energies and when the new moon is and so on and so forth. And it did cross my mind to actually see if there was something going on with the moon phases, but I was lazy and I didn't, and I just kind of curled up and went to bed.
Well, you did what you needed to do, and you definitely
Yes.
used your intuition there because yeah, new moons don't always affect me that way, and I think it all depends on, the energy. The energy is always shifting, but I definitely was really tired and lethargic, and yeah, I'm like, what the heck? I had all these aspirations on what to do with it, and just my body and the rest of me was just like, nope, not this moon.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
So, but you know what?
Yeah.
And I think what you did was right, and what I did was right. If we have the opportunity and we're not having to work or something at the time it happens, to just say, you know what, I'm going to honor how I feel. And I think it's so
Yeah.
important that we do that.
Oh, yes. Yes, definitely. And, supposedly that's the secret to long life. They ask these people that have lived like for a very long time, what's the secret of life? I listen to my body. I
Mm,
ate when I was hungry. I slept when I was tired, so on and so forth, right? Your body is, the magic answer to understanding and respecting, how you feel and how you conduct yourself.
yeah, I love it. And maybe that's what retirement is for, because I mean, realistically, people have to work and stuff like that. But once you retire, you no longer have that commitment to have to do the 9 to 5 or the shift work or the whatevers, and you can honor that. But I think that's where some people kind of get stuck, is because we're so used to the way we did things. The energy is on autopilot, so we kind of let it take over, and therefore we think, I can't do it, I have responsibilities, blah blah blah. But I think if you have the opportunity, like a weekend or a day off or something, never mind the commitments to, oh, I got to clean the house, I have to do this. Those things, to me, that's just me being a rebel. Those things that are perpetual, like dishes and housework and dust, it's overwhelming enough as it is with life, that I think when you have the occasion to just say, F it, I'm going to do something fun, do it. Because to me, you're investing in yourself, you're investing in your energy, and it's also mindful. Because just for me personally, like if I know I have chores that I need to do, I get kind of annoyed and I'm like, I gotta do that. So I'm putting that energy into whatever it is I'm doing, for one. So
Yep.
that's my reason. And it's like, well, I don't want to put energy into that and my dusting and my furniture and be all mad about it. So I'm going to go do something I want to do instead. And eventually the housework gets done. The dust goes away and comes back immediately because that's dust. But, it's having the mindful energy of focus on what you want to feel. I believe is my secret magic ingredient. I mean, it might be different for everyone else. What about you?
Um, Secret ingredient on how I want to feel. Is that the question?
Well, the question is just, what do you do when you want to do whatever you want to do? Do you resist or do you do it?
You know what? I have like a million five things going on in my brain at all times. And so I will have a game plan in a day. and like, okay, I want to clean the bathrooms, I need to change my sheets, make my bed, all that kind of stuff. I need to vacuum, do a quick tidy of the kitchen. So there's like, and it's usually like that much stuff that I have to do, and I will put it off, and I will, until like I have like maybe 3 hours, then I'm on turbo. So I
There
will
you go.
do what I want to do to the very last seconds, and then go turbo style, and is then it's all done and mission completed. So it's just like, I guess I work better under pressure, because
I
I
love
know
it.
I don't want to spend the whole day doing it.
Yeah.
So
Well,
yeah.
and the thing that I used to do though is I would put it off, but it would be in my head the whole day. And I would feel guilty about it, or I would be like, oh yeah, I got to do that. And I would just do it to myself, really.
Yeah.
And then I kind of ruin that time that I'm not doing it. So then I'm in the mindset of, okay, do I just do it and get it over with and then I'll have time to play? Because sometimes that's my energy too, is I like the reward. So, and it changes. And this is the whole thing about energy. Energy is always shifting, even though it might seem the same. There are different nuances that change it.
Yeah.
So we just have to honor what we have. And Christina's here. Hello, Christina with a K.
Hello. Yeah, for like paperwork, I will put it off until like years later if I could get away with it. So me and paperwork do not mix. Even like if I have mail on the counter, like it drives my husband nuts, because I'm like, ooh, hide it. I don't, it's like this weird brain thing, whereas like it's like, so I will just keep on putting it off. And it's, yeah, and it's always stuck in my head, and I don't feel guilty, I feel agitated. But it's
Yeah,
just, yeah.
yeah, yeah. That agitation. I know exactly what that's like, and
Yeah.
it's kind of there, and it's kind of and I'm
Yeah.
like,
But
I'm
I'll
trying
still
to
put it
enjoy
off.
myself.
No, I'll still put it off.
Yeah, yeah. I know the things we do to ourselves. What do you guys do? Do you get things done right away? The things that you need to get done, and then have time for yourself. Like, what's your MO? What's your usual modus operandi? Let's get all Latiny on you.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you know what happened to me today? I got stung by a bee. I'm not too happy about it. I mean, who's happy about getting stung by a bee? It's just so
Especially a
annoying.
bee. You can understand a wasp, but like a bee.
Yeah, I'm walking along innocent as can be. And I was just at the dentist and I'm walking to the car and I'm just kind of walking with my arms. And then next thing you know, I feel a sting and it's like, ow, what the heck? I did nothing. I did nothing. So that agitated me. And then I had to drive an hour and a half home because traffic. Actually, I didn't end up going home. But, anyways, long story short, it still really bothers me. And I I have to just kind of go easy on myself. But I feel like one mind is like, don't be such a wimp. Quit complaining. It's a bee sting, whatever. Another part of me is like, oh, I feel kind of weird in my elbow. And you start thinking all these, is that normal? Is this just me putting more
Oh,
energy into it?
yeah.
Crazy, crazy. But yeah, I can't remember the last time I've been stung by a bee. I think one of my memories is walking in the pool area where I used to, when I was younger and barefoot, and I stepped on a bee, and then I had to walk all the way home.
Uh,
It's like, oh, at least so these things that go through your mind, you're like, well, at least I'm sitting and I can drive and stuff like that. Oh,
maybe you
Christina's
can.
saying that toothpaste takes the itch out. Okay, well, it's not itchy. It's just really sore, but I'll remember that. Does that work for mosquito bites too? Because those are itchy.
Well, remember when I got bit? I don't know what I got bit by, but my whole foot became infected, and it was
Right.
insanely itchy and swollen, and it lasted. Almost went to the doctor or the hospital to like figure out what the heck was going on. And
Wow.
the only thing that worked, because I tried everything, And yeah, my foot was like really swollen too, and it was like insane itchy and heat and all that. And what is it called? Benadryl cream really worked.
Uh-huh.
Hmm.
Okay. Okay. On that, yeah, what's the other thing? Polysporin. Maybe I have a little bit of that, but
That'd be
like,
nice.
I don't know, maybe it will get itchy later. Like, you know how things go through phases, and here we are with energy again, like in the initial, ow, and then things kind of, the energy moves. And, I could have been in the, oh no, what am I going to do? I'm an hour and a half away from my home. I got to drive on the freeway in rush hour, have my faculties about me. This is scary. But instead, I texted my daughter and complained. Actually, called her and complained to her.
Complained all the way there, an hour and
It
a half.
helped. No, no. And I'm just like,
Girl.
I'm coming over. I think the stinger's still in. So I couldn't even put my arm down because I was worried I'd lay on the stinger and it would go deeper. So
Aw,
she was ready with her tweezers when I got to her place. And thankfully we got them out teeny, like you could barely see it. But
aw.
yeah, it makes you wonder, teeny little thing, big energy.
Yeah.
Size doesn't matter. Size really does not matter when it comes to energy. Let's just keep it clean, okay? I don't know.
That's just completely my woo.
Yeah, yeah. I think this did help. I really, Raphael's like, put your crown on. I'm like, I don't have a crown. And then, so
It does
remember,
help. It wakes you up. It's a good
it
thing.
just, I feel
Yeah.
like,
So speaking about
okay.
energy, a little bit of an energy shift, but still along the same lines is I watched or I listened to, I don't know what it was, maybe CBC radio driving home the other day, and it was actually very interesting. And they were talking about like, how to like maneuver or kind of play games with your brain. And so they're speaking about, oh, I need, how we speak to ourselves. Oh, I need to do this, or I have to do this, or I have to, I have to go to the gym today, or I have to get this paperwork done, or I have to eat healthy. So you listen to I have, right, to maybe shifting that up is I want to go to the gym. I want to eat healthy. I want to make my smoothie. I want to get this paperwork done and cleared out. Right. So it's just, and the energy is completely, I'm like, hey, that makes a difference. And I've been actually doing that
Mm.
for the last couple of days, but not with paperwork yet. I'm not ready to do that. I don't want to do that.
That, yeah, I mean, ugh. Well, I love that because it makes total sense. And I shift some things into I get to. Like, oh,
Yeah.
I have to make the bed or I have to clean my house, and to I get to make the bed. I get to clean my house because it's a privilege. I'm grateful that I have a house. I'm grateful that I have the, hopefully, the energy to do that. I have two arms that work, and so it
Yeah.
does. It really shifts how you look at things.
Hmm.
So,
I just need the simple black and white. I want to instead of I have to. If if I if I get to, I will choose not to get to it.
but my problem is I never get to I want to, because I never want to do housework. So it's so,
Oh,
see,
there
this
we
is
go. Yeah.
great because everyone has a different way. And this is why I love, working with Raphael, is because we have different perspectives on things, and there's never one way to do something. And that's why we like to empower people to just say, what works for you? A little bit of this, little bit of that. Mm, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah. Yeah.
so that's what really matters, is what feels right to you. That we always come back to that part of the energy, is what feels right, not what logistically is right, not using this, but using your heart, using your intuition,
Yeah. We're all
and
different.
trusting.
Yeah, we're all
Exactly.
different. And a very wise woman told me once, know what you own.
Mm,
So knowing what you own, knowing who you are, knowing your strengths, knowing, just everything about you, right? I think that's the greatest tool for us to always like hone in on. Know what you own.
yeah.
And then you
Yeah.
know how to play, and work throughout your life. for the most
Yeah,
part. Yeah.
absolutely. You know, and
Mm.
I think some people might say, well, I don't know, but be curious. The invitation is open now to delve a little deeper into yourself and because we're always changing. We're in what this decade, we're in another decade. Like we grow, mature and grow older, and our values, for the most part, core values stay the same, but values do change. What's most important to you? And you really have to always understand yourself. You don't need to understand what's going on in the world around you. But if you understand yourself, you understand how you interact with the world. And I think that's all you really need to know about. Like, do I like this? Don't I? Do I want to do this? Do I have to? Do I need to? All of those things. So,
Mhm, mhm.
yeah, it's interesting. I love that spin on I have to do this into I get to. I want to.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
want to get to that.
yeah.
I want to get to I want to, but
See,
yeah.
and I get to, just like makes me go, it's the same energy for myself. Is like, oh, I have to. It's like, hey, I get
Yeah.
to. Well, yay, yay, I get to clean. Like, no, thank you.
Yay.
I want to clean because I want my house nice.
I love
But
it.
yeah,
I love
it's
it.
interesting because, like, yeah, like you just said, everybody's so different. And so,
Yeah.
like, that just, really doesn't work for me. But
Yeah.
it
So
probably, well, it works for you. Yeah.
yeah, and I'm curious to those watching, which feels right to you. And maybe there's one of those that maybe there's something new. What works for you? Share it, because then people can look and go, yeah, that feels pretty good, and then we can adopt it too. This
Yeah.
is, this kind of stuff is we can rip off and duplicate this stuff because it's sharing. It's not, it's something that you need to try things on. It's like being in a clothing store. You don't know by just looking at it. You've got to actually try things on. So trying energy on, trying words are energy. So
Yeah.
yeah, I love that. I'll be willing to understand how it feels for you, and don't just be a sheep and go, oh, that I'm supposed to say that now. Okay, I'll have to learn to like it, right? Do what works
No.
for
And
you.
that's where the energy comes in. Know what you own. Know who you are. Reflect. Right? Why did I react that way? What really triggered me, or what made me feel like, oh, like, yeah, I really like that. It's just like, tune
Be
in
curious.
to self. Yeah, tune into self and
Yeah,
how you work with the world around you.
yeah, I love that. Well, shall we pull a card for the collective before we go here? And oof, this one just literally, I was shuffling and it went boom and jumped out. So let me show you my tarot of trees. We have Page of Swords. So know what you own. I totally picked that up from this. Swords are about your thoughts, and pages are about having that willingness to learn and see things from a different perspective. So trust yourself, trust that even if you're trying something new, that you have the mental capacity to understand what you're doing, and you have the heart-centered feeling that of why you're doing it.
I
That's
love
my
it.
card.
And I'm still deciphering what happened here. So a lot of the decks flew out. And to me, as a collective energy, so there's that deck part that I still have. But as a collective energy, it feels like a lot of people are shifting through what is necessary and what is not necessary. What you are choosing to bring into the future energy. So I feel like there's a lot of life energy shifts going on, and a lot of people are just saying, "Hey, you know what? This really does not work for me anymore," and I am definitely releasing this because I've carried this energy way too long, and now I'm going to cut, clear, and release, and it's finalized. So if you are going through that right now, congratulations. And there is an energy of, yeah, no, there's Okay, thank you. Yeah. So basically what I just said, and it's like we're tired about going, round and round, and that energy that it just completely continues going, in a cycle. And, it's just like how it's getting boring now, and it's time to shift, clear, and release. And
Love
it's a for true now. So, people that are going through that, congratulations. And there's no place like home. And that brings me back to the energy of know what you own. So, people are really tuning into self and not the what is needed of me, what is expected of me, how can I make this person feel better, so on and so forth. No, it's
it.
about what makes me work, what makes me tick, what makes me happy, and what makes me be able to be in this world as a healthy individual.
I love that. I love that. Good message. Super message. Well, thank you so much for being here and interacting with us, Christina. I'd actually, since you're here and you were in the comments when she said beautiful card, thank you. Let's pull a card for Christina because she's here. And before we take off and have our little break. And by the way, if you're interested, oh, Elliot's got his toy. If you're interested in delving more into your energy and into intuition, as you know, Raphael and I, maybe you don't know, but Raphael and I have a weekly intuitive empowerment group. It's a lot of fun, a lot of play. It's Wednesdays from 7 to, it's for 90 minutes, 7 p.m. Pacific. Still working on getting things organized, but if you're interested, DM one of us and we can hook you up to get into that. It is a paid program, just so you're aware of it. And yeah, there we go. So enough of the promo. What did you get?
Okay. So Christina, cards did the exact same thing, and I'm like, did I not pick those up? But I did. And so basically there's an energy of unfinished business that is happening, and it's coming to the forefront right now. So anything that is left undone is going to be surfacing. And to me, it almost feels like well, it says here soulmates, not maybe not necessarily romantic, so on and so forth, but people that you really cherish in your life. And so it's coming back into the spotlight, the limelight of your life, and really cherishing like those energies and actually bringing them to the forefront of how you put your energy out there. And so, you're going to go the distance is what it's saying. So it is, reach out, reconnect, and put your energy more there going forward.
Love it. And as you were pulling that, this one came out, the Hermit. So I think everything Raphael said, this is saying go within, find your inner light. And the more you understand yourself and shine that light within you for you, isn't it amazing how much we shine our best selves for those we care about, but we forget to do that for ourselves? Do we not care about ourselves? I think sometimes. But this, Christina, this just feels like it is allowing yourself to go within, shine your own light within you, and that's the magic ingredient to everything you do, and then everything that Raphael also said. So there you have it.
Beautiful.
All right. Well, thank you for being here, and thank you, Christina, for commenting. And anyone who's going to watch this as the replay, let us know what you think. What do you think of the languaging? Wants, haves, needs, get tos.
I want to.
And we really want to grow our intuitive development or intuitive empowerment circle. So we would love to have you there. Get in touch with us if you're interested in that. And you are very, very welcome, Christina. Thanks for being here.